Hello, Cybertronians. What's going on? It's time for some Transformers talk. I wonder if people are getting hyped up for Transformers. Got a new comic that just came out, which we're going to talk about. We'll probably talk about it towards the end. I know there's a lot of hype for this one, so we're gonna go through it. And I may. I'm. It depends on how many people we have that want to talk about it. I may throw a link up, and let's get some people in to talk about it. It's exciting. It's exciting to have a new Transformers comic out. GI Joes are just around the corner. I'm wearing my Cup shirt, so we're ready to go. Let's talk about a couple of things before we kick off here. First off, tomorrow. It's Fourth World Fridays. So, we're going to do a Jack Kirby thing every Friday. Right now, we're doing the Fourth World. We're looking at New Gods and Jimmy Olsen. So that's going to be tomorrow with Clobberin Times and Sean, of course. So that's tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. On Monday, I'm going to be on Clobby's channel. We're going to be talking about some Earth B, Brave and the Bold, probably. So it's great to pay a visit to Earth B and, chat with our buddy Bob Haney, who's insane, but a lot of fun. So that's all that matters. I want to remind everyone of the giveaway. There is a giveaway, and I'll remind everybody again. We're doing a giveaway. It's the first giveaway for the channel. It's been a long time coming. We passed 1,000 subs a while back, but I was waiting for the right opportunity, and the opportunity is here. Beardedshirts.com is going to create a Legion of Superheroes shirt for you. So you just have to go to my video. That's the giveaway video. Tell me who's your favorite Legionnaire and why. Or if you don't want to pick one Legionnaire, you can pick a cover. So pick a cover to a favorite Legion of Superhero issue. Let me know why it's your favorite cover, and they will do a print all over shirt for you. So you see some examples of famous covers there on the shirt. It's print all over. If you want a Legionnaire, they'll put like a cool background for you. So we already have a few entries. You have to be a subscriber. That's it. So get on there and let us know who your favorite Legionnaire is. This month is Comics Curing Cancer. So this is actually headed up by a lot of people who are on who I've met through Chris's channel, The Comic Vet. The link to his channel is in the description of this video. Plus all my other videos, I just put his link in there because I like his channel. I go on almost every Wednesday. I've been on for a while now, talking about New Comic Book Day and showing everybody what they purchased. So I learned about Comics Curing Cancer, and I've already ordered this Unnatural Order issue number 1 with an exclusive variant cover. There's not that many left. I think there's like maybe 50, 60 left. So they are going to be at New York Comic Con as well, I think. But this is the place to order. I put a link in the chat here, and there's actually a link tree. It's probably easier if you just go to that, or you can check them out on Instagram. But that link tree will tell you where all the auctions are going to be and all of the live streams and all that kind of stuff. But this comic is available for pre-order. I live in Canada, so it does ship to Canada, and all of the money is going to go to Comics Curing Cancer. So that's the variant cover for this Unnatural Order. I already pre-ordered mine a while back. I haven't checked in a while. I ordered this a while back, but I've learned that there's not that many left. I think it was a very limited run. So make sure if you want that cover, you got to go on there and order it straight from there. And the links are all in that. There's a link tree, and that'll give you all of the links. So we are going to talk about 4 episodes of the G1 cartoon series, and we're going to talk about Transformers number 1, which just came out this week. I did post a review, but it is on my Patreon, so I do give my patrons a few days early review, but we are going to go through it anyways. So I think all my patrons watched it already. They usually watch all the videos I post like the same day I post them or a day later. So they've already watched it. So I'm pretty sure they'll be okay with us kind of talking about it. So, and then I think once we get to the comic, we'll go through the episodes. Once we get to the comic, I think maybe I'll see what people think and maybe bring some people in on the chat. Haven't done that in a long time. I haven't done it in a while. So I might bring some people in and see what they thought if they've read it. There's going to be spoilers big time We can't talk about it without spoilers. So I don't. If I remember, somebody can remind me. I'll put a ticker at the bottom saying spoilers. But like whatever. I mean, if you didn't get this the first day, what the heck? So, and I'm holding Sean's copy because I got Sean one. I wasn't sure if Sean was going to make it to the shop before this sold out, so I thought I better grab him a copy just in case. I grabbed a couple of other covers as well. So, all right, let's talk some Transformers here. Let's bring in my Transformers. I guess he's my expert because he's the guy I go to when I have questions. So let's bring him in.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's going on,
man?
I right.
Get to the shop at all this week, so yeah.
No, yeah, and I heard this has been selling out like big time, so I got to make sure.
And at the end of the comic, it's like here's Duke, here's Code Commander. It's like, what the hell's the Code Commander comic going to be?
I don't know, but I'll be getting it.
About that, I look at that, and if another company did that, I'd be like, oh, it's going to be some stupid thing. But I'm like, you know what? What are they going to do, man? It's awesome. What is this?
Right? I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Chris, the comic vet. Oh, thanks, Chris. Yep. I go on Chris's channel every Wednesday, and it's the Show Us What You Got stream, and I show him what I bought. Yeah. I didn't show this though. This is metal.
Oh, that's cool.
It's pretty heavy, and then his eyes light up. And then you could replace his hand with the axe.
Yeah.
So pretty cool.
That's cool.
It's not exactly. It's what you call it super deformed is what they call it in Japanese.
Yeah.
So it's not quite Funko Pop. Like it's
it
looks
looks cool. It's not Funko Pop is its own thing, and I don't like the design of Funko Pop. So yeah.
We know. Where's my I got Chris's comment. Hold on. I'll leave Chris's comment up there. I'll give you this.
You know what's funny? I don't know where I was, but I saw these the Rewind. Oh, I was at GameStop, and I saw the Rewind series or whatever the hell it's called. It's like they're in these fake it's Funko, but they're in these fake like VHS clamshell things. And inside cool. Is a smaller Funko that's less Funko-ish, but still has the doll eyes.
Right.
So I still didn't care, but
yeah,
it's fun that they did that, I guess. But to me, it's like I don't know who are they for. I don't. It's like that's from my era, but I'm not going to buy it because I don't like the designs. But it's like whenever I see people that
oh, you're talking about Funko.
Pardon?
Yeah, sorry. Okay, I thought you were talking about that.
Yeah, no, not that. That's awesome. But no, the clamshell thing. It's like we remember that from our time, but it's like I always see younger people buy these things. I'm like, do you even know what that is? Like,
right?
What the hell? You know.
Well, you got a long comic with our buddy Taylor here, who I just got, who's the Cranky Comic reviews, and you guys can team up and be angry.
Yeah.
But let's say hi to FKHC 2005. Yes, in the film, you're right. In the year 2005.
Yeah. Oh my God, what's that going to look like?
What's that going to look like? Oh my God.
Exactly the same as now. But with this weird thing called internet. Yeah.
Brian is here. How's it going, man? Thanks for coming by. Joe Dog, what it is. Taylor, I already so Taylor reviewed this, and it was his second favorite comic of the week.
Oh, cool.
His first favorite comic was Gods, which I don't buy Marvel comics because they suck, but I got it on digital, so let's see what happens.
Yeah.
DC for me is killing it. I like Detective Comics this week. It's a bit weird, but I kind of like it. I like Batman this week. I like the Superman stuff. Birds of Prey was kind of fun, but not great, but like, mild pass.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Marvel, I can't do Marvel. Except for Marvel Team Up, that is like that's Marvel Team Up, like classic Marvel Team Up, right?
Yeah, like that's the facsimile edition, no?
Yeah. Oh, did that come out? Oh, yeah. Some of those facsimile editions actually have the real one. So, like, I mean, like they come out.
Yeah, it's weird now. Well, it's like when I walk into a comic shop and there's like the first appearance of Carnage is on the wall, and I'm like, I have it. Like Transformers 1 is on the wall, and like, yeah, I guess I'm old because now all my childhood comics are on the wall.
You know what's crazy? Yeah. Okay. So the Secret Wars is at number 8 with the first
Eight is
black
the
suit
is the
Spider.
black suit. No.
I
Yeah.
mean, I've got that like right there, and
Yeah.
I didn't pay anything
Yeah.
extra. Like
Yeah.
I bought all
Well,
of
that you
Secret.
got from a time when no one cared about that series. Like, I know it was
Yeah,
maybe like 15, 20 years ago. Like, it's not that long. Like, was I with you when you got
I
that?
got it 20 years. It's been 20 years. I got
Yeah.
that like ages ago. Oh, I mean, I got so many of these so long ago,
Yeah.
which now are these big things. Like really, like
It's
okay,
because
and
MCU didn't exist, and like that's the thing, right? So they were worth something, but they weren't worth stratospheric thousands of dollars and stuff, right?
oh no, I mean,
It's like $25 was like a high amount for me. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah.
I paid $25 for all of Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Like though it was
Yeah,
like
no
the whole,
one cared.
yeah, it was the whole thing, not
Well, it's
just
like
that
the
comic.
Wolverine miniseries. It's like those used to be maybe $15-$25 each, and
Yeah.
now I don't even
Oh,
know.
now they're
what they
tons. Yeah, they're really expensive.
Yeah.
Just Joe, what's going on? Bears lose. Oh, the Bears. Oh, is that sports? That sounds like a sports thing.
Yeah, the city is in mourning over the Jays, but J-Man has no idea. So
No, even though their name is my name.
yes, yeah,
Jays.
and they were born the same year as you.
Yes, I know that because there's a guy in my work who's a Jays fanatic.
Yeah,
and he has a game worn jersey from every year of the Jays.
Oh wow!
And he knows
77. Yeah,
and he knows all of the stitching. Like the Jays organization have asked him for his book. Because the stitching is different on the jerseys sometimes.
Wow.
So he knew, and so he could tell fraud. Like he knew like what was fake or whatever. So it was pretty awesome.
Oh shit.
It's a classic. Yep. Spider. Yeah. Spider-Man, Daredevil. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Marvel Team Up was awesome. I love the team up books. But let's talk about you know what? Here, I should have played the thing. All right, there you go. Pretend that came up during that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 episodes before we get to the comic. Fire in the Sky, Fire on the Mountain, or so whatever it's called. SOS Dinobots and War of the Dinobots.
Yeah.
I actually got a lot of notes, but we went through these so quickly last time that I thought we could add the comic in at the end because
I've got like each one is a page of just solid. You can't really see, but solid notes. I don't know what the hell happened, but like
okay. All right, so hold on. Let's so Fire in the Sky is the first one we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
Wikipedia. It first aired December 8, 1984. Megatron believes that the key to a Decepticon victory lies in the North Pole, but quite suddenly, not just via a new energy scheme, the brilliant frozen Skyfire awaits. And it turns out he has been there for millions of years. It also turns out he and Starscream shared something of a friendship in the past, something he hasn't forgotten. Now, the Autobots face Skyfire, and the results aren't pretty. It seems like Megatron's victory is assured, but the key to convincing Skyfire of the truth involves the captured Spike and Sparkplug. So this is the first cartoon appearance of Skyfire, who we can call Jetfire interchangeably. He's now firmly Jetfire. He appeared in Void Rivals, which I do have, and he appears obviously in this comic as Jetfire. That's the name now. My toy that I had from before is Jetfire. He is the Robotech vehicle thingy that they retooled for a figure. I'll let you go last because you're going to have more to say. I like the winter setting here. Yeah. That's kind of because we're in Canada. I like that stuff. I like how there's like a little bit of a backstory with Starscream and Jetfire, which oddly enough plays into this issue.
Yes,
in the very beginning, I was so shocked at like
when we talk about it. Yeah, when we talk about the issue, it's like obviously it's made by fans. There's so many things in there. Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, big time.
Yeah.
And it was, and I'm reading, I'm watching. I'm sorry, I watched the cartoons already. I'm reading this issue. I was like, holy shit, we're talking about
Thing.
this thing tonight. Like, so I
Yeah.
was like, well, we got to talk about the comic tonight.
Yeah.
They were scientists. That's cool. And then it's like, oh, now I'm a warrior, and it's better. And he's like, well, yeah, I guess I got to team up with you because you're my buddy and all that. But then obviously he comes to find out that they're treating humans like crap. And he's like, well, you're wearing the Decepticon symbol. He crushes it and like puts on the Autobot symbol, which I don't know where he got that from.
Yeah, somewhere.
Look at here it is. So that was cool. And then it's almost like he appears and then he's kind of taken out of the picture, sort of, but we'll see what happens with that. And you're like, so as a kid, you're like, oh shit, is that it? Like, what the shit? This guy was awesome. Yeah. So, what did you? I mean, again, Ravage gets a lot of screen time again here, Ravage seems to really be the go-to guy to do stuff. Which is funny too because Ravage is the go-to guy in this issue. Again, first, like, oh my god, this particular episode and this issue, I don't know what the hell happened. I think these guys watched this one and said, oh, we should do a comic book, and then that's what we got. So anyways, what else is cool? Spike and Sparkle, Tyzevo takes them. Yeah, so that's pretty much the synopsis of kind of what's going on. And I'm going to look at the comments while you talk, Sean. So what are your thoughts? Like, what you got on this one?
Okay. Yeah, I remember this kind of vividly from childhood. And it's funny because I guess I was such a mark that I hadn't really realized that Skyfire and Jetfire, I knew they were the same instinctually, and it didn't bother me. And I always, because I didn't have the Jetfire toy. Mm-hmm. So I always just thought, oh yeah, that's the toy. Like, they did a good job of like making something different but the same. I like the beginning where they're having a snowball fight, but of course the arc is in a desert, so you don't question it at first. And then there's this reveal because one of the snowmen is like a cactus, and it's like, oh shit. But it's funny because they cut to Prime, and he's like, oh, this is really bad and stuff. And I'm like, why are you the only one concerned about this? Everyone else is all frolicky and shit. It's like, pretty bad. He's like, oh, is there what, only Megatron could do something like this, right?
Well, who else could it be? It's not going to be Cobra Commander, right?
No. Or just like global warming or something, right? Like, it's El Nino. And he's like,
stop global warming, start global cooling, turn the world into a giant icebox. Sorry, that's Penguin from Batman Returns.
I like when Rumble is trying to break the ice and then Skywarp comes and he's shit talking him. He's like what does he say? He's like big bad ice too tough for you. And then Rumble's like, okay. And he goes, he mega rumbles, and there's a big avalanche, and like he has to run away from it and stuff. That's cool. Skywarp and we'll see in later episodes. Skywarp and Thundercracker are shit disturbers, like, a lot.
Okay, first of all, I absolutely love them.
Yeah,
like their entire thing is they really did a good job of separating the personalities of the Jets.
Yeah.
And now I know Thundercracker's blue, Skywarp is black with the purple highlights.
Yeah.
And Starscream, everybody obviously knows who Starscream looks like.
But yeah, at the end of the next episode, like he taunts Megatron. He's like, "Oh, maybe I should go work for the Autobots or whatever."
Yeah, what the hell? Like this guy's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. So Skyfire is recovered and all that, and I like when Starscream, like, for once he cares about something other than himself, right? And then Megatron's, who the hell is this guy, right? He's like, we were friends once, and then they do the whole thing. That whole thing was repeated in season 2 for Devastator and Omega Supreme. I don't know if you remember that episode where all of a sudden there's this big backstory where they used to be friends. And
no, I don't remember. I don't remember anything from this cartoon, so that's why we're doing it. I can rewatch. Gives me an excuse to rewatch it.
Yeah. Skyfire is depicted as twice the size of everyone. Everyone's up to like his crotch or whatever. I don't know how big the toy. I don't think the toy was that big. Optimus Prime was pretty big. Before compared to the other like robots and stuff.
Yeah, I got the sense that Jetfire, and I'm probably gonna keep saying Jetfire by just because that's just
Skyfire, yeah.
yeah, whatever. He was bigger than Optimus Prime. Was like I envisioned him as being like really big.
Yeah.
But then I don't know because again, sizing has always been a weird thing with Transformers.
Well, the toy was big, and only because it wasn't like the same toy line, right?
Right.
So, actually, I think I have that written down as the JF 1S Super Valkyrie from Macross. That's what it was. So, and it had the weird fins and stuff and the visor eyes. I remember that. It was like a different toy, but yeah. So like Skyfire takes the Spike and Sparkplug to the Decepticons. He sees how malicious they are to the humans, and that's not who he is. He's a scientist, right?
Yeah.
It's like, well, when the hell was Starscream a scientist? Like, he's such an asshole, right? So, I like the two different Autobot teams they have here. One is Ironhide, Ratchet, Hound, and Gears. And so they're the ones that find the Decepticons and get captured and everything. And there's Prime, Bumblebee, Cliffjumper, and Jazz.
Hey, Genie Lamp, I know who this is. How's it going, dude? I'm just catching up on Survivor. I'm just catching up.
What's up, Genie Lamp?
Yes.
When you said that, I knew who it was.
You know who it is.
Hey man, what's up?
It's our Burning Man brother.
Yeah. It's my Burning Man buddy.
It's our Burning Man brother. And we went when
this year.
We were smart enough to go when there wasn't a massive storm.
Yeah. Well, plus we went when it wasn't even cool to go. You know.
That is true.
Like no one even knew what it was, right? So yeah.
What's going on, Comic Cap Collectibles?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, and Ravage, of course, is fighting like Prime and stuff, and Prime's like, "I'll take him," and
yeah.
It's awesome. So yeah, Ravage gets a lot of use. Yeah, Starscream shoots Skyfire, which is messed up. I forgot how many times people take it. Like they get shot a lot. Like in a show. You always think like, oh, no one ever hit anyone. Like, no, people get shot all the time.
They certainly do get shot all the time. And they took that, they took people getting shot to the extreme in
that one, yeah.
This comic, people are upset over the movie. This thing is the first like 5 pages, there's like massive like shootings.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
Yeah, so I like too in these episodes, especially the Jets get a lot of like. There's at least one battle where the Jets are doing stuff and all that. So Jetfire fights the Jets. That's cool. And I like in this cartoon they did that a lot. Marvel Productions and Sunbow did this a lot. There's cool things that happen in the fights, so you remember the fights. It's like there's lots of cool gimmicks and things that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Prime uses his lasers that came with the trailer in the toy.
Right.
That rarely happens in the cartoon. So in this cartoon, the thing that went up and down in the trailer comes out the trailer and shoots.
Awesome.
That never happened in the cartoon, but that was cool. And you get Megatron versus Prime with those crystal swords. Prime rotates his thing to make it a sort of like a buzzsaw. That's cool. See, they come up with fun stuff while they're fighting. Yeah.
No, there's a lot. There's a lot of neat little things.
Yeah.
In each fight.
And then I always remember when he gets the Autobot symbol, it glitters with that like crazy effect.
Right.
I always remember that from childhood. So anyways, and then Jetfire dies, so supposedly he comes back, but whatever. Yeah.
Spoilers, he comes back.
Good, but anyway.
Yeah, spoilers, he comes back. So I mean, I'm thinking this one might be my favorite of the night.
Of the 4, yeah.
Let me think here. Well, let's go.
This was a solid night. It introduces Skyfire and the Dinobots get some play, and like all the Dinobots get introduced.
It's a tough one.
Yeah.
The thing is that with the Dinobots, I'm almost at the point where like they're more trouble than they're worth.
Yeah, I know.
But
They look
we'll
awesome though, man.
well,
Especially with this
I had
art
good luck.
style of the like I like this old cell animation style where like everything's drawn out in black in black lines.
Right.
But you put that like solid yellow for the gold and it's great. They look awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, they did look good. Oh yeah, this girl. What was this girl's name?
I don't did they name her?
I don't think they did. She was kind of random. I thought she was pretty neat. She looked like a Robotech character or
She
something.
came out of nowhere. Yeah, she tries to hook Bumblebee up with her convertible or whatever.
Hell yeah! What the heck? So this episode was called "Fire on the Mountain," December 22nd, 1984. Now this one is number 9 in sort of the. It's weird. It's like I don't know. It's just like it's all over the place with these.
Yeah,
because SOS Dinobots should have been before this one, but whatever. Yeah. Fire on the Mountain. There is a crystal of massive power out there. I'm reading this from Wikipedia. I didn't write this myself. Both sides become aware of it, and the Decepticons reach it first. It can power a weapon destructive enough to eliminate the Autobots and decide the fate of Earth once and for all. Only Wind Charger, Brawn, and Skyfire are in range to stop them before it's too late. Too late, Luther. Too late. I love that Starscream blames Thundercracker for taking the bad steel. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then that sets up a whole Thundercracker trying to throw Starscream under the bus. So they do dig out Skyfire after all that. Oh, I guess he's dead. He ain't DED dead. He's just,
Yeah.
And then Megatron nails Brawn and calls him a midget and all that. That was pretty crazy. They go to Peru, so I like this. It's like this international. You meet that girl there.
Yeah.
They've got to destroy that big weapon. So I love these like random crystals that like power and you're like, well, I've never heard of this before, but whatever. So Spike and the girl go to the temple. Brawn says robot chicken, and I thought, hey, he says robot chicken. Wheeljack stops the energy flow. It's like, oh, what if Wheeljack's inventions? Who knows if it'll work? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then Bumblebee's going on a date with Juanita.
Juanita, that's their name, right? Yeah.
That's the name of the vehicle.
Oh, the vehicle. Yeah.
That's the name of the truck or whatever that she wants to set him up with. Yeah. So what happened with that was that Ultimate Doom is actually, according to Wikipedia, it's 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, but we're doing it with the fan order.
Yeah, well, I'm doing it by the Sean order. Whatever he sent me is what I'm going with.
Well, this one was like way after. I think it aired way after Fire in the Sky, but it clearly continues from Fire in the Sky because they dig out Skyfire.
Yeah.
So it's like when they aired them originally, like what kids first saw of Transformers was all over the place. It wasn't in order, like it wasn't in narrative order. So, yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter. This kind of thing, I think it gets cleared up pretty quick. Like after season 1, it's a bit more clear, right?
They didn't know what they were doing with season 1, right? And when they sold it into syndication, I guess like it was all out of order and stuff. Season 2 was way better. It's
yeah. Once we get to the next, and 3 is like perfect order. There's not really any problems, I don't think.
No.
So it's a bit weird. Okay. Anyway, so all right. So what do you think about this one? Fire on the Mountain.
I like this as a nice caper one, and they're in a different country. It's one of these ones where you watch it now, it seems quaint because season 2 was a bit more sophisticated with their stories. It wasn't just like, Megatron's looking for fuel all the time, and it's like they come up with a new creative way for him to,
right.
Like the next one I think is like a waterfall and stuff, right? There's some weird stuff in here. Trailbreaker in the beginning is red for some reason. and then they change him back to black, which he was in the toy. But he's solid red when you first see him. It's like, who's that guy? But they call him
Right.
Trailbreaker, and I'm like, oh, I guess that's Trailbreaker. When he changes into the robot, then he's the regular black and all that. There's also a weird thing too. So this is in the beginning of the series where they all had random powers that they never had later on season 2 and 3.
Yep.
Starscream, that the two things in his chest open up and missiles come out.
Yeah, that's
and
wicked.
That was awesome. And like they should have done that in some of the newer toys, because sometimes they bring back some of the stuff from the cartoons. But like, yeah, they flips out and like these missiles come out. There's awesome.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah. What else? I'm not gonna put everything from my notes here. Yeah, so I mean, Skyfire is just taxiing guys around in this one. Later on, Omega Supreme does that all the time. And also, like in this one, they're now establishing that the Autobots can't fly. In the early ones, they were flying all over the place. Now they're like, that's the advantage that Decepticons have over them. They can fly, and the Autobots don't. And then when the Dinobots come in, they can fly.
Right.
And they're the only ones that can fly. Right.
Right.
I like when Skyfire is like taxiing somewhere. I think he brings back Trailbreaker and Brawn, and he's gonna fly guys back to Peru, and he meets up with Optimus Prime, and Skyfire's in his Jetfire, like in his jet mode, and Prime slaps him on like he's patting a horse. He's like,
yeah.
I like that. Yeah, the whole like Brawn. So Brawn, not only does Megatron call him a midget. Look at that. Every robot.
I don't have any fembot gifs. If I had fembots, we could.
So not only does Megatron calls him a midget because he's mad at what he does. Do you remember what Brawn does? Brawn takes the cannon that came with the toy, and he shoots Megatron with his own cannon.
Yeah.
Megatron's like, what the hell? So he takes back his cannon, and he's like, he says, nobody does that to me, and continues to function. So yeah, that's cool. What else happened here? There's a lot of like people being tossed all over the place. So like Brawn tosses Starscream off the pyramid. Skyfire destroys Megatron's weapon framework, and Prime throws Megatron off the pyramid. And Thundercracker taunts Megatron and Starscream at the end. We talked about this. So he taunts Starscream, and at one point he's like, you know what? Maybe I should destroy the weapon framework and say that freaking Starscream did. And Starscream's like super tense at that. And then at the end,
you traitor!
Yeah. Then at the end, Thundercracker passes Megatron and Starscream, and he's like, you guys call yourselves leaders? Like, maybe I should go with the other bots, man. And he flies off, and then Megatron takes it, but he's like, he's like, next time we'll defeat them or whatever. Yeah.
Hashtag Thundercracker was right or whatever. Like,
yeah, Thundercracker was right.
Like, what the shit, man? And when Skyfire shows up, he's like, I just let this guy come take this thing because then I can blame Starscream for it or whatever. He goes, because if I stop Skyfire, Starscream's going to take the credit.
Yeah.
So I may as well just let him destroy the thing, and then I can blame Starscream.
Yeah. Yeah, and at the end, all the Autobot vehicles like kind of drive up onto the pyramid and shoot their high beams up to the top for some reason. It looks cool, but I don't know what's happening. and then yeah, that's the end of the thing. I thought this was pretty cool. It's just a one-off adventure. I love all the vibrancy of the art style and animation here. This is in the early days when they're just like throwing all, like, you could tell they were storyboarding stuff rather than just like writing a script and animating that. There's a lot of fun little small things like that slapping on Skyfire's cone and all that. And a lot of like guys being tossed all over the place. So yeah, I thought it was cool. That's cool, eh? Masterpiece Skyfire.
Yeah, he's $400.
Oh yeah. Well, all the masterpieces are like 300 minimum or whatever.
It's like wallets get destroyed. Like, oh.
wallets will be destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
They
a
can
really
sell that in the
awesome
store
one.
and not have it on Hasbro Pulse. It's like what
Right.
I still can't believe Hasbro Pulse is still a thing.
I don't know. Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah.
I don't order any if there's something I do want, I'll just get it from Big Bad Toy Store.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you wanted that Crystar figure, but I pre-ordered two just in the event that you wanted one.
I do, but is it like going to be some sort of exclusive thing? Like I can't get it at Toys R Us or something, or
I have no idea, but my experience is that if I can't miss out on it, I'll just order it from Big Bad
yeah,
Toy Store. So, and then whatever, because you can always cancel that. They just
Yeah.
put it in your pile of loot,
yeah.
and then you can cancel it if you don't want it.
Oh wow.
Like you don't pay for it. You don't pay for it.
Yeah.
You don't pay for it till they ship it to you.
Oh, until they ship it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it hasn't come into your pile of loot, then you can just cancel it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll check it out and see like where it's available, and like if you're offering, I'll pay for it, man.
Well, whatever.
Crystar is the best. Like, come on.
Yeah, we have to get it.
And to make a Crystar like a translucent figure like that, yeah.
Oh yeah. So just that's what I'm saying. Just order from Big Bad Toy Store, and then it's 100%. Like it's like you're guaranteed. Like I'm getting my Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. I got it. It's already here in my pile of loot. That Marvel Legends. I don't know what they're called. Legends style, whatever they're called. Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
And I got short round because that's going to be hard to get. I know it. So
yeah.
And you can't find it Indiana Jones anywhere. So it's like what the heck? Like the Temple of Doom version. Not the
Temple of Doom has the white shirt and
the torn with the torn sleeve, the sleeve torn off.
Yeah.
Anyway, SOS Dinobots, October 27th, 1984. From Wikipedia, a little extra muscle in the Autobot ranks would certainly be welcome. Coincidentally, nearby dinosaur fossils provide the necessary means. Soon enough, Wheeljack unveils Grimlock, Slag, and Sludge. Their poor intelligence and great strength make for an uncomfortable combination. Optimus sees all of this as a mistake, shutting down the Dinobots before they can harm themselves or anyone else. However, a sudden and devastating Decepticon attack with Megatron using a new powerful weapon prompts reconsidering this policy. I sound like the Toy Galaxy guy when I read these. Which and he does a lot of takes to get all that.
I know,
right.
yeah. Well, they show it, yeah.
It's like there's no way. Yeah, you could. Well, even before they started showing them, like this was not one take. This guy's been. No. Anyway, so SOS Dinobots, Sauce Dinobots. They got to get the Dinobots. They only make 3 of them, but they make later, of course. I love that they go to the museum and they're like, well, that T-Rex looks pretty badass.
Yeah.
Wheeljack creates them. So we got Grimlock, Slag, Sludge. I had Grimlock G1 when it came out as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I also had Snarl, which was given to me.
Yeah.
Given to me. Snarl's a Stegosaurus, right? So I never had Sludge. I did have Slag for a bit, and I never had Swoop.
Well, I had Slag. It was the only guy I had. Someone stole it, but yeah.
And someone stole mine too, I believe.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people will have like someone stole my Transformer stories. Yeah. It's like that happened all the time. This is how hot they were. It's like, and I made the mistake of bringing them to school sometimes, and that was a huge mistake because they always at some point they're gonna get lost. Yeah. Someone steals it. Yeah.
Someone's going to T-Fit. All right, so of course they go haywire. Wheeljack has a magnetic inducer. I have to write that down because they make up things.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, is Optimus Prime dead? Oh my God, I don't know. Megatron. I like when Megatron loses his equilibrium. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I like when he says it too.
and then Starscream takes over in 1 millisecond.
Yeah, it's like
Megatron's like, oh, my equilibrium. I am now the leader of the Decepticons. Like, whoa, hold on a second. Like, that's like your boss calling in sick, and then you're like, oh, that's it. I'm not taking your position. It's like, no, hold on. You don't. That's not how that works. Rumble's arm got busted off. That was good.
Yeah.
And then of course the Dinobots get to stay because they're awesome, and we need them. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, I had Slag. He was, I mean, the thing is, all the Dinobots were cool. They looked cool and they had cool transformations. They had the same problem as the other Transformers in that when they were the robot, they weren't very articulate.
Right.
Um, but whatever. I mean, they looked awesome. They looked awesome in both modes. Um, Now I'm gonna go through a series of events here,
Yep.
and I'm gonna tell you how much time it took to do that. So it's like, because these are crazy, like they cram so much in. Like as a kid, no wonder we were like enthralled by these things. So it's like Sideswipe and Brawn dig into the cavern, right? And Sideswipe, Brawn, Jazz, Wheeljack, and Prime discover the Dino Bones, and Spike tells them about dinosaurs, and Soundwave and Reflector go and they discover this waterfall and everything. And it's the first time you see Soundwave's weird snaky like hose they use a lot in season one. And Spike and Hound visit a museum, and that's when that one punk is like, talk about heavy metal, and it's like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Hound's like walking through, and and they look at the different like dinosaurs, and Spike is like they create a hologram for Prime, and Spike is like yeah, that's a brontosaurus, that's a triceratops, and that's a T-Rex. All that is 3 minutes and 13 seconds.
Wow.
It's like they freaking like they don't waste any time, man. um what else? So there's some weird things that happened in this, some animation mistakes that I guess they never did another take. So when you see them in like finished, like some of the newer stuff, especially the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel has the definitive versions.
Yeah.
And the part, and this confused me even as a kid, the part where the three Dinobots come, and I think Wheeljack is like, clear this rubble, and then they ramp up, and then nothing happens. And I think they forgot to remove that plate or something. I think they're supposed to vaporize the rubble or something like
Yeah,
that.
I totally that there's a bunch. I mean, all these have a bunch of mistakes.
Yeah, but there's
Rumble's
yeah.
arm is red. Well, it's just like
Yeah,
stuff.
Prime is all blue at one point. It's like,
Yeah,
what
like
happened here, guys? It's like it's color. Can't you look? What anyway?
yeah, no, there's
Um,
a lot. All four of these episodes had major mess ups. I saw a bunch. Like
yeah,
there's like two sky warps. It's like okay, like
yeah. Do
like
you remember these VHSs that you have here?
yes, I do remember them. That's why I
Yeah.
pulled
So
that up.
this I think had these two episodes on it, and on the back it would have a comic of like
Yep,
showing you what was going to be in the thing. It was pretty
here it is.
awesome.
Here, look. There you go.
Yes, those were so cool. I would love to own like all of these, but
I
I
have a
like you
lot
can't
of the
find them
He-Man ones.
anymore. You have some?
No, no, I have a lot of the He-Man ones.
Oh, the He-Man ones. No, when I'm talking about these ones, like the ones they made for the Marvel productions, like this and GI Joe had a cool cover and like a comic on the back.
Yeah,
Um,
these are wicked.
yeah, I think I can't remember what company it was, THE or so. What does that say at the
Yeah,
top, very
yeah,
top?
it's or FHE.
FHE. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a whole bunch of them, but this is not the same as that.
no, it's not the same.
So
And I don't
there's
know if
this.
that's like UK.
This is FHE, but I don't know
Yeah.
if it's different. Like,
So yeah, the Dinobots can fly nonchalantly.
yeah,
So they've
I
already
know.
established that the Autobots can't, but the Dinobots, I guess, can. In the movie, they sort of glide. Like they look comfortable doing it. You know, they
Yeah, like
glide
they're just
towards
they jump down.
Devastator, right?
When Grimlock in the movie when Grimlock like comes in,
Yeah,
that was awesome. Like, whoa, like
yeah,
they're all
yeah.
like
Yeah, he's like his feet are coming
yeah,
in,
it's like whoosh coming down
and
or
he gets like
whatever.
mega kicked or
Yeah, that
whatever.
was awesome.
um, yeah. So uh Wheeljack, it's Wheeljack, I think, that shoots Megatron. He's like, equilibrium destabilized.
Yeah,
And then of course Starscream jumps in. I like Wheeljack discovers the weapons cache, and then he's like two-fisted guns. He's got like he's like, geez, like that's awesome. I like that. Um and then at one point Megatron turns into the gun, but he's huge still, and then he attaches himself to Starscream. And what's funny about that is that was to scale with the toys. Like he would have been that size to the Starscream toy. So it's kind of weird to see that.
Yeah,
Um,
so Joe was mentioning that. And then yeah, the Autobots.
yeah,
I know sometimes they fly. I guess so. Joe is saying
yeah,
he
yeah.
can link up with Starscream's jet mode.
Yeah.
And then yeah, sometimes they fly, sometimes they don't. I don't know. It's a mess.
In earlier episodes they do, and then after that they firmly establish that they can't.
Yeah,
And then that's what leads to like when they get like what's the guy's name? God damn, what was the Stunticons? They're establishing that the Decepticons need road power because they don't have any, right?
right.
And then the Autobots get the aerial bots, right? So, you know, um, yeah, I think that's mostly what I have here. Um, yeah, I mean, this is a cool like they established the Dinobots as being like sort of chaotic. They can turn against the Autobots at any point. They go on a
Right.
rampage in the beginning, but they're not that bright yet. And then it's not that they're super bright later. Hey, that's the animation mistake, Optimus Prime.
My God, they've made a toy of everything.
It's
Remember
a
that?
mistake.
Remember that mistake? Why don't we make that as an exclusive? Like how? I mean, that's outrageous.
Oh God,
That's
man.
really outrageous.
So when they get some smarts, they can talk now, and
Right.
they each have distinctive voices here. I
They
think
do.
it's where the Dinobots where Slag is talking like Slag and Sludge, but
Oh
that's a
yeah.
whole other mistake.
Yeah. Someone says heat-seeking missiles seek heat. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I forgot who said that. I don't think it was
Is it
Thunder?
Skywarp or Thundercracker? It's one of those two.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
the
remember who.
fight is awesome. It's all sorts of different cool things. Like someone should take all those fights and just like clip them together. They're pretty wonderful. But
Yeah, they are pretty neat. I'm
yeah,
sure someone's put them all
yeah,
together.
yeah.
All
That's
right,
all mine.
so the next one is the War of the Dinobots. November 24th, 1984. Reading it from Wikipedia. Certainly, the Dinobots certainly the Dinobots give the Autobots something of an advantage over the Decepticons in battle. Naturally, Megatron wants that advantage to be his instead. That doesn't prove very difficult to do, so the Autobots are soon facing the battle fury of Grimlock, Slag, and Sludge. The only chance of setting things right lies with the construction and success of the newest set of Dinobots, Snarl and Swoop. So,
He's like, I want two more because we have two more in the pipeline that we need to sell.
yeah, there's more coming
$29.99 each,
down.
man. Yeah.
There they are, the two newbies.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's take a look at. I mean, I did have a lot of notes for all these. Chip
Yeah.
makes
Chip
a
is back.
return.
Yeah.
We've got the meteor coming down to hit Earth, which has been done in every movie.
Yeah.
I like how Megatron, like, well, firstly, he has to find out their weaknesses,
Yeah.
and then he's going to exploit them. He's like, okay, well, this guy's an idiot, so he'll just do whatever that guy does. Oh, this guy. Yeah. This guy only likes the strongest people, and then him. We can make him think that Optimus is weak.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they fight Prime, the three of them kick the crap out of him, but then they can't finish the job because they're still good at heart, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Dinobots turn on Megatron, of course. There was something weird where Grimlock asks forgiveness, but there's no answer. Like Optimus Prime doesn't say.
No,
yes,
I was gonna say that he doesn't answer him. He's kind of perturbed, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's so weird.
He
it's
just
like
clasps hands with them, and that's it. Yeah.
I guess that was forgiveness, but he didn't say anything, which is
No, he
weird.
didn't say
It's like
anything. He's like, we the meteorite thing is done, and then,
yay! I'm like,
yeah.
I asked for forgiveness. Are we good or what's
And
going on?
Grimlock sounds so pathetic too. He's like, can you
No,
forgive me? It's like
can you forgive
clasp,
me?
and it's like the meteor thing is done. This episode is finished. And like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Grimlock, please save your dialogue for the next episode.
yeah,
This episode is finished.
yeah.
Well,
Yep.
what do you got for this
All
one?
right, so I'm trying to highlight the better stuff here, but yes, Chip Chase is back. As I said, I don't think he appears much in season 2, if at all. I could be
Right.
mistaken, but um, I missed him actually. I remember at one point like realizing we haven't seen Chip in a long time. What the hell?
Yeah,
He's a cool character. Um, I like when what's his name? Sparkplug is like Stigl, what's his name? Petrohuzits? Like,
yeah,
is there anything you don't know about Chip? Like, but it's the way he says it. Like,
yeah.
um, I like that part where Ironhide was my first Transformer, and I know he
Right.
doesn't look anything like the cartoon, but I like the part. I always like the part where Ironhide saves Chip and Spike, and with just like putting his body over them,
Right.
and then Chip was like, "No wonder he's called Ironhide." And I always thought like, "Oh,
Yes, that was cool.
that was cool." I like when Prime like so that the meteorite comes, and Prime is like, we must analyze a fragment at once. He just like nonchalantly just blasts it, right? He's like, you have no idea what's gonna happen if you shoot this thing, and like a big chunk comes off, and then
Right.
you take that. So apparently, it takes all of the Autobots to bring it all back to to the Ark, while the dumbass Dinobots guard the meteorite. And I love when Soundwave is trying to he brainwashes them, I guess, into thinking like either he's brain scanning them or brainwashing them. I don't know, but Megatron is then like oh, you know, I've discovered their weakness or whatever, and I wrote down his exact quote. You sort of quoted him, but it's like he's like Slag is hostile, Grimlock is arrogant, and Sludge stupid. It's like that's their character traits. There they are.
What a random attack on Sludge.
I know. It's like, what does Sludge do? Like,
Well,
what?
you
How
know,
does Sludge show
well,
that
hey,
he's
like,
wrong? Yeah.
give this guy a break, man.
God,
Like,
the hell. I like what he sweet talks them. It's like, you're stronger than I, just as you're stronger than Optimus Prime. You're stronger than everyone, right? He's like whoever's strongest should lead. And Grimlock's like, yeah, I like that logic. Like, I should lead, right? Yeah, that's the movie version, eh?
oh, really?
Is it not the movie version, or is it the is that the original thing?
No, that's not G1 or anything.
No. No, they made a movie Sludge.
Oh, really?
But I don't know if it has the googly eyes from the movie. That would have been funny if they had that as an add-on or something. And when
I'm
he gets
sure.
like,
I'm sure
slammed,
someone's done it.
oh yeah, when he gets slammed by Devastator, for some reason his googly eyes that come out.
Yeah.
And just as a fun thing, I don't know. Yeah, there's one thing that happens. So when Snarl and Swoop are introduced, wait,
That's a great line. So that'll be the ultimate doom will be in the next ones we cover.
yeah,
Me, Grimlock don't care if Earth gets destroyed. Optimus is like, with
yeah.
you on it. Grimlock's like, me, Grimlock didn't think about that.
Yeah, yeah. So like, yeah, Snarl and Swoop are introduced, and for some reason, I think it's Wheeljack is introducing them, and he says Snarl reaches his maximum strength when drawing power from the sun.
Yeah.
And he says nothing about Swoop, and they're showing Swoop while he says it. And I'm like, what's this random shine on Snarl? And they never use that at all in any of the episodes, or is that he needs to draw power from the sun or something. It's just a weird thing that they just like put in there. I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah, Blue Streak and what was it, Ironhide Prowl. They attack Swoop and Snarl, and then they get their asses kind of kicked, and then they're like, we know if this were a real fight, we'd like clean their clock. It's like, well, it was a real fight. And
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's a lie.
So whatever. So they fly, so they're flyers too. Now Swoop of course flies, but like they all fly. And I like too that like I've noticed that a lot of the weaponry is accurate to the toys. like they got those right. Like Grimlock's gun is the toy gun.
Yeah. I had the G1 Grimlock.
Yeah. Uh oh. Oh yeah, at one point Starscream is basically Thundercracker with
Yep.
Starscream's voice.
Yep.
Saying that like Grimlock will never kill his former master and all that stuff. Yeah, and yeah, so Grimlock turns. He's like, "Me, Grimlock, was jealous of you," and then he's like, can you forgive me, me, Grimlock, jealous of you?" And then Optimus Prime just like fucking, he just ignores that completely. He's like, "F you." It's like, you almost killed all of us. Like, what the hell's wrong with? They should have decommissioned them. You're right; they are more trouble than they're worth, but they're interesting that way, right?
Grimlock.
Yeah, when he and then he puts all his smarts in the
Computron. Yeah. I'm gonna get that fake Computron. I'm definitely getting that fake one.
Oh yeah. Yep. So I mean, I have a whole bunch of more stuff, but it's just basically what happened. But that's all the interesting stuff from this episode. And this is a cool. Like, I mean, as kids, they were like colorful and fun,
right?
You know? And they're a different change of pace from the vehicles and stuff like that. So yeah.
All right.
It kind of makes you wonder. The Autobots are not supposed to have as much resources as the Decepticons,
but they make Transformers and stuff like nothing.
But they create shit all the time,
right?
Yeah. It's like Megatron's all pissed off that they have the Dinobots. Will make Dinobots, make guys. What the hell's wrong with you? See, he's not creative enough. You know?
Yeah, it's like they're just hoarding the energy for themselves and not really thinking about, like what they could do with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, the next, so we're going to move on to the brand new comic in just a second. The next, the next ones will be the Ultimate Doom.
Yeah. There's really 4 of them. So I have them in order in my list.
So what would be the next one?
But there's a 4th part, really.
What's the 4th part?
The one after those on my list.
Okay, so we'll do. Yeah, so that's fine. We'll do all 3 of those, and then the 4th one.
We'll do the 4. Yeah.
We'll do the 4. Yay! We'll do all 4. Extra. So, all right. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna talk about the comic that came out. And if you're part of our group on Instagram, I have posted a link.
To
StreamYard in our group chat in Instagram, which is a lot of the community, a lot of the content creators. So anyone can come on if they want. We'll talk for a little bit, and then I'll open it up to everybody. And if anybody wants to come in and talk about this comic, let's see. So let me I'll put up the spoilers in a second. But let me get the comic ready here. 1 second. All right, let's do it. All right. Issue 1.
Yeah.
All right. Now, again, just before we begin, I just want to remind everybody about the giveaway. So if you're joining us late, I am doing a giveaway for with bearded shirts for the Legion of Superheroes. All you got to do is go to the giveaway video. It's on my channel. It's the trailer to my channel if you haven't seen that, but it's also one of my videos. Go to the giveaway. Let us all know who your favorite Legionnaire is, and we're going to pick 3 winners. And those winners will get a shirt all over print with the Legionnaire of their choice on the shirt. If you can't pick a Legionnaire because they're all awesome, you can pick a comic cover, and they'll do the same thing with the comic book cover. And it is open to all my subscribers worldwide. So anybody. And Sean and Clobberin and myself are going to pick the winners, okay? So let us know why you love that comic or why you love that Legionnaire, because we're going to choose the winners. We're not going to do just a random draw. I like the idea of someone saying, this is why I like this character. Even if it's just a sentence or 2, whatever, just something.
Yeah.
5 Dinobots. Yep, 5 Dinobots.
Yeah. Did you wonder as a kid? I never did until I was older why they didn't combine. Because like all the combiners were 5 except for Devastator. But it's like you figured they'd make a big dino guy or something.
Yeah, I guess that they didn't think of it at that time.
Well, that's not what those toys were made for in the beginning, right? But like it
Right.
would have been cool if they did that. But they've never, I don't know, maybe they've done that in other iterations. But
Mhm.
Patty, no one wants to listen to you. Like that.
All right. So I do have there's a couple of different covers for this one. Let me see if they're in here. This is actually Sean's copy because I already bagged and I already taped all mine up and put them in boxes. Like crap, I should have one here. So Sean, I'm opening up your copy,
Okay.
but I'm giving it to you anyway. So it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I'll be careful with it.
Well, it's funny. On the inside cover, it has a covers. Like I guess it's all the covers that the credits for them, and there's a million guys. So I don't know how many covers they made.
Yeah. So is it on here? Is it on here?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah. There.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Oh,
There's like a
yeah.
gazillion people.
So I got 2 different ones. So I showed them on Chris's stream, so you can see them there. But we're gonna go through this on the digitally here. Okay, so Transformers issue 1, writer. So hold on, let's get the credits here. Daniel Warren Johnson, writer and artist. Wow, good job.
Yeah,
Daniel, buddy, good job. Mike Spicer is colorist, and I do think the colors were good. And Russ Wooten is the letterer, and the letters were fine. Now I just said F it. I'm giving this 10 out of 10 because I was excited. But we're gonna be a bit more. We're gonna scrutinize it a little bit more because I know a couple of people were not like, oh, it's not 10 out of 10. You know, there's some things. Now, I gotta put the spoiler warning up. Hold on.
Oh yeah, spoiler. Yeah.
Yeah, there's massive spoilers here. Hold on. Is that good enough? Spoilers, like they know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't make because I have a ticker down here for just spoilers in general, but like,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna say Transformers issue 1 spoilers. Like, who cares? How can there be spoilers for issue 1? Like, how pissed are you gonna be? Oh, you know.
Well, yeah. It's, I don't know. By the time you get one, some people will be like issue 2's out. So that's November 8th. They say that at the end.
Yeah, so that's it's 1 month away.
Yeah.
Yeah. They weren't in any order, I know. It looks like he just randomly put them wherever he wanted. Okay, Transformers, not the Transformers.
You can find.
So this is Skybound. I guess that's is that Kirkman's?
Yeah, Kirkman's thing. Yeah,
that's Kirkman's thing. It's under Image,
but yeah.
We know Kirkman is a fan. This guy, you know, you always get to there's a point where somebody gets really big, and then the jealousy starts to appear. And I'm not there for this guy because the guy did Walking Dead, and I never read Walking Dead. Simply Steve, how's it going? Not the IDW, not IDW either, right? So Kirkman, I mean, he did Walking Dead, Invincible, Firepower's ongoing right now, I believe, still. And what were those his big ones? I guess.
Well, yeah, Battle Pope back in the day.
Right. So I didn't read any of that. I didn't really read any of his things, but he became super big through Walking Dead, and now he's a household name through Walking Dead. And Sean and I are zombie fans, and Sean was reading Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Did you read the whole thing?
No,
You read a lot of it, though.
A lot, man, and I kind of like petered out, but I'll go back to it and finish it. Now that it's actually finite, I can go.
Yeah, it's done now.
Thing, right? Yeah, but you're gonna say about Kirkman?
Yeah. So, anyways, so he can do whatever he wants. Like this is this is the thing with some of these creators now. They're at this point now where he doesn't really need to make any more money. He's got his money. He's got his Walking Dead money. He's done. Yeah. So if he wants to do stuff, it's because he wants to do it.
Right.
So that means that everything's a passion, right? Like there's no point in him doing Transformers. He doesn't need money from this.
No. Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit? It's like, okay, I got Walking Dead. It's done. He doesn't need this. So he really likes G.I. Joe and Transformers, right?
Right. Yeah.
So this is a passion thing for him for Skybound. I don't know if he's the only, I don't know who else owns that.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah, passion is the main word, because the thing is that he's filthy stinking rich off of Walking Dead. I don't know how many spin-offs there are now, but
that Daryl show started.
Yeah, he gets a cut of all the advertising and the freaking the syndication and all that stuff.
Yes, Simply Steve just said it. Yeah, Daryl whatever just got his own series.
He got his own spin-off. But the thing is that notice one thing. He became rich off of his comic ideas, but he stayed in comics. He's still he's rich off this Walking Dead thing, and he's still beating the drum on Invincible. And then he got that off the ground as a TV thing. But he's still beating the drum on other Skybound projects, including Transformers. And comics is a dying, sort of sinking ship. And he's not in it for the money. Maybe he was before, but he's not in it for the money now. He just wants to be in it, because comics is hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard. It's
hard. I know.
And stuff, and he's writing it, and it's like he's still in it. Even with all this TV and movie money, he's still in it. So.
Yeah, this is not going to do anything.
Him, man.
Yeah, this is not going to do anything. He doesn't need to make this, and he certainly doesn't need to make it any good. He could hire a bunch of hacks. He could hire some J.J. Abrams. He can hire some hacks, and hack it up and say, "Oh, just do some Transformers crap." Oh, okay. Yeah. He cares about what's going on. So it's hard to get angry at someone who's stating Firepower is new. I got issue 1 and 2 or what. I got the first couple issues. And so he doesn't need to be involved in that.
No,
but he doesn't need to be involved in anything.
No.
The fact that he's doing it means that he's pumped up for the property. So I have zero jealousy for Kirkman. I think he's pretty good. Because there's people Kirkman. It's like, yeah, but the guy didn't start. People are thinking this guy started out. Oh, I'm going to be a millionaire. Nobody goes to the comics if they think they're going to be a millionaire. That's not happening.
He made freaking Battle Pope. It's like he knew he wasn't going to make money on that.
I've never even read that or seen it.
It's
so
from
I don't
the
know.
90s. I remember it. Yeah.
Let me look it up and see if I even remember what it is.
I can't remember what he looked like. He kind of looked like.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, he did look like Redeemer. Oh my God, yeah. Was this Kirkman? That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure it was Kirkman.
That's awesome.
That's where I knew him from.
Right.
Yeah, Kirkman and Tony Moore. Yeah.
That's awesome. Battle Pope. Okay, so covers, there's a bunch of covers. Jesus Christ, my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 covers.
30 covers? What the hell?
Covers, 30.
God damn.
Well, I got 3 of 30.
Yeah.
I don't buy Lego things. I bought a whole bunch of Lego stuff, then I sold it all, and I thought I'm never buying Lego again. It's too expensive, and it'll become an addiction, and I cut it off. I literally cut it off immediately. I started to get addicted. I'm like, nope, done right now. And then I went, and Sean was there for this one, toy show. This guy came over, and I said, fire sale on Lego. How much you want? Take the whole table. It was like $300 he gave me. He took all my Lego. One Lego set, I had the Cantina from Star Wars. Yeah. The big one. That's like $100 in packaging, unopened. That's like 1 to 200 on its own. I gave him all my Legos for 300. I decided I just want them gone. And he's like, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's a Transformer.
Yeah.
That's why.
I remember when Hasbro had their own Lego ripoff called Creo. and they made all GI Joe and Transformers sets, and I didn't get any of those. I should have gotten at least one. They're pretty neat, but
Right.
anyway.
Okay, so let's get into this. So this is really cool because it's opening up between the arc crashing on Earth and the war.
Yeah.
So you're getting Sparkplug, like, fallen soldier.
Yeah.
Like, it's literally setting you up. This is actually a very good first page.
Yeah.
It really did set up this whole comic. Like, they're telling you, look, this is going to be a war.
Yeah.
And there's going to be soldiers that fall.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be tragedy, right? So get ready. And now this here might be problematic for some people with the relationship with Spike and Sparkplug. So it's Sparkplug has lost Jimmy. Do we know who Jimmy is? Is that his brother?
No, it's probably his brother, but like in this continuity.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know who Jimmy is, but he's lost. We're assuming it's Spike's brother or something or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's upset over that, and you keep seeing flashbacks and all that. So his father's down on his luck. He's not like the big pumped up mechanic guy from the Marvel comics we were reading and saving the day and all that.
Yeah.
This is his buddy coming in. This is Sparkplug's buddy right here, saying, "Hey, let's go for the night shift."
Don't get too attached. Yeah.
Oh no! Don't get attached to that guy. That's for sure. It's like, all right, we're going to go. So the storyline here is that Spike is going to go and become an astronaut, and we can assume that was what the brother wanted to do or something, and he died.
Yeah.
And so the father, Sparkplug, is not happy with that decision, but he's got to live with it. He doesn't have the touch. That's fine. Oh no. And so this is Carly.
This is the new Carly, yeah.
Yeah, so what have they changed with Carly? Because I don't know Carly.
Well, Carly was a blonde girl in Transformers. I don't know if she.
Oh, right. She was in the third film. That's right.
Third film. She's in the movies, but that's not real Transformers. But Carly is in the cartoon.
Yeah,
and
I see her.
People just assumed that was like his love interest or whatever, but when Spike gets Daniel, everyone just assumes that it's because he married Carly and got Daniel, right? So,
right.
Yeah.
So I mean, again, are we going to battle over this decision? Which, look, we know why it was changed. We're not stupid.
It doesn't matter. The fact is, most people don't know who Carly is,
including me.
Well, that's the thing. It's a very deep cut. It's not like she was prominently featured in those cartoons. She wasn't. So I don't care what they do with Carly. That she's in it is cool. That they're friends is like, same kind of thing. So
And I didn't even realize it was that girl from the third film which replaced Megan Fox. I didn't even realize that was her.
Yeah, her name was Carly. And I think they did that as a fan thing, but it's like, guys, why bother? Nothing is Transformers here.
Yeah, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
So she's got this cool Conan art thing, so that's cool. Cool.
They should make that into Hot Wheels.
Jimmy Who and Carly Who. They're both related.
Yeah.
Their names are Who.
The Who's. Yeah.
The Who's. Who's on first? So they're setting up this telescope. They're gonna do some cute stuff. And I mean, okay, so what page are we on here? Like, this is like page 1, okay, then 2, then 3, then 4. You're like, okay, what's going on here? Oh, they fall through. Here's the arc. You're like, okay, phew. Because you're like, what's going on here? Where's the arc gonna go?
Yeah, goddamn, modern comics, man. But anyway,
modern comics.
This
all
thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Now this looks I'm just skipping because we want to get to the good stuff. So here you go. So there was some sort of battle. Now let's see who we got here. We got Bumblebee, Ironhide. That's Wheeljack. Is that Jazz? Probably.
Where
this?
Yeah, either that or Prowl.
Oh, it could be Prowl. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be Skywarp, I'm assuming.
Yep.
This looks like it's
Soundwave.
Soundwave. Ratchet. We don't see Megatron. He's on the side or something.
Yeah.
Obviously, Starscream is here and Optimus Prime is here.
Uh-huh.
All right, now Jetfire appears. Now, if you've been watching or following along with Void Rivals,
Yeah.
you would know that he's around.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he's there. I'm going to post the link in the chat if anyone wants to come join in. And we're not going to go too late, maybe about half an hour, and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
So Jetfire is around. He is called Jetfire. He comes back and he's found the Ark and he's caused an explosion. So earlier he had caused an explosion, an earthquake, to like release, to kind of open up the area where the Ark is so he can get in there. Yeah. And that's what caused them to kind of fall through. So anyways, so he's reactivating Teletran 1 and he's going to start activating all of the fallen Transformers, but he's been away for a long time. He's been away for centuries doing his own thing. Maybe he was doing science, right? Whatever.
Yeah, doing science, yeah.
Science. And he doesn't know about the war that's been going on.
Yeah.
So he just starts letting Teletran 1 reactivate them, and he's programmed it with Earth vehicles so it can morph them. So you get to see Starscream. So he was bust up. He gets this, so he's being remorphed here. You can kind of tell.
Yeah.
And then he gets reformed, so you can see him reforming. And Starscream's like, "Oh, you did. Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks for waking me. You did the right thing." And then he walks over and just destroys Bumblebee's face. And I was just like, "Oh, holy hell!"
Yeah,
I'm like, "This is pretty crazy. You just destroyed this guy's face." And he's like, "Oh my! Look at the horror on what the hell's going on?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, too bad, buddy. Like we got a war going on here. Remember in Assault on Precinct 13, we got a war going on here. We can't find the damn thing." It's like he's like, "Dude, you got to stop doing this." And it's like, "Okay, I got to stop doing it. How do you like that?" Boom.
Boom, shoot him. Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so I saw all this. I'm like, well, I got to get this out here because this guy's just like taking care of business. So Starscream nails him. F the Autobots and F Jetfire, F them all.
F them all. Yeah.
It's freaking Scarface. Or
F and Diaz Brothers, F them all.
F the Ratchet and Ironhide, F the Autobots, and F Jetfire, F them all. So he's like yelling, saying, you're a waste and everything. Like, oh man, this is like really brutal. Chris Latta voice, you hear the Chris Latta, Chris Latta
voice, yeah.
It's like we must be vigilant in wiping out the Autobots. He's like, what? Never. Clothesline. So this is a short clothesline. He clotheslined him.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
He's got weird lanky arms here, but
just because it's the perspective, I think.
Yeah,
it's
I guess.
He gave him a short clothesline.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're like, holy shit. It's like, oh yeah, da-da-da. And then here comes, boom, and they're fighting. So Spike and Carly are like, we got to get the F out. And then he sees them and he's like, what the hell? Like, who are you guys? He's like, oh, I'm Spike. He's like, what the hell's happening here?
Yeah.
In the meantime, Starscream is shooting. So Optimus Prime, because he is Optimus Prime, is going to save the humans. But here comes Ratchet for the big super kick.
The super kick, yeah.
See, I like these wrestling moves in here.
I know. Yeah, it's a clothesline, a super kick, yeah.
Yeah, like this was getting me pumped up. This is the big chin music or whatever. Like, I like this like wrestling match that we're having because they don't have their firearms yet, right?
No.
Starscream starts shooting, but he just kicks him in the face. And then, oh, here comes Skywarp.
Yeah.
Okay, we got to take cover. And he's like firing like crazy. Oh my God. So he's like shooting, he's like, Skywarp, Taltran 1 is reconstructing us randomly. Bring on the dead. So they're stuck behind here. He's like, damn it, there's more of them. And they just keep going. He's like, well, he goes, I like how Optimus Prime like theorizes that, oh, my because of what I am, my alt mode should come with some sort of, transport or something.
Yeah.
It's like, yep, right there. Boom, let's do it. So he's like, load them in here and we can get out of here. And then the gun is laying there. He's like, wait, I gotta like get the gun
too. With
it's the toy gun.
Yeah.
Bring out your dead. Yep, that's what. Yep. And then he's running to get it, and then friggin' extermination protocol.
Yeah.
Fire. Boom. It's like Optimus. It's like so. Wheeljack. Who's in there? I can't tell. Looks like just random parts. Like he's just throwing anybody in there.
Ironhide.
Yeah.
That's all I can really see.
Okay. So it's like Bumblebee. His face is like literally blown off.
Yeah.
Oh no. I don't know if he's dead for sure or not, or if they're going to bring him back.
Yeah, he'll come back. Yeah.
But it's great that it's Bumblebee because he gets so much like hype now over these movies and all that. He was like okay to me. Like I'm like, yeah, I like Bumblebee, but like it wasn't like if I had to rank my top 7 or whatever, he wouldn't have been in any he wouldn't be in my top 10 favorites or anything. Anyway, so whatever. I don't hate him though. I don't want him to die. But then, boom! Here comes Starscream from behind for the big choke. Like this is a wrestling match, and I like Spike here, like where you can see. I think they did Spike nice because he's like seeing what's happening, and he's like seeing like the anguish here, and he's like, this guy's a good guy. I'm gonna help him get his gun.
Yeah.
So, but here comes Ravage. Ravage, activate. Operation Destroy Optimus Prime, or whatever.
Yeah.
So he starts running and then he sees the gun and he runs again. She's like, Spike, like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. And I have to say, how easy would it have been to have Carly go do it and Spike say, don't go?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that these like this. And I'm not making a big deal of this moment, but I am making a big deal of this moment because if you would have said to me, "Here's what's in this comic," Carly and Spike, and the gun gets like loose or whatever, and I was like, "Oh, what?" Carly goes and gets, and Spike says not to, and then she's the hero. Nope. Spike goes first to run to give, and she's like, "Come on!" She's like, "We don't even know these guys. What side he's on?" He's like, "Carly, just push." It's making Spike, it's pushing him to the forward to be like, yeah, he's the guy here.
Well, Spike is the main guy anyways, so he's the guy that makes the decision. And Carly is like, oh, let me help. And then
we're
both trying to
But they could have easily changed that. Yeah. Very easily have changed that, right? So they push it towards Optimus Prime. He gets it and boom, blows up Ravage. So you're like, no. So we lost. So far, Jetfire's gotten nailed. Bumblebee got nailed. Ravage has gotten nailed. A lot of popular guys getting nailed already. And look, he's coming for a stomp. It's like, and then he rolls out of the way. This is a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Now, I believe this is the person responsible for Do a Power Bomb, but I'm not sure. Let me look that up. That was actually a very fun comic. I actually didn't read the entire thing. Do a Power Bomb. Yep, Daniel Warren Johnson, same guy.
So there you go. That's where
so. And when I was reading this, the art reminded me as well, and I thought, you know what, this is reminding me of Do a Power Bomb, which was actually a pretty neat wrestling thing. I bought it, but I didn't read it. I read a little bit of it. It was kind of cool, but I just got it for the art and for the moves. Mm-hmm. And this reminded me of that. It's like, oh, here comes the curb stomp, boom, and he rolls out of the way. It's like, right? So it's like, that was Skywarp. This is Thundercracker. They're like, holy shit. Now look, that's that's the camera, right?
This is Reflector,
Reflector. That's Reflector. See, he's the camera.
Yep.
So he's getting, and I actually read this twice and I missed it both times. Yeah, Seth Rollins, going for the Seth Rollins, yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
It blows up shit.
So
No.
I
Who did
believe that
he kill here?
I
Oh, it
think that
was
was Thundercracker, who was
yeah.
just getting reassembled, and then he blew him apart.
Yeah.
So Thundercracker got nailed. Optimus, we're loaded up. It's like, whoa. The big running. That's
He's got
cool.
the humans,
Yep.
What is your malfunction, Soundwave?
Power, low.
Oh, yeah. We all need power.
We all need
Energon-
power.
Yeah, so they're going to retreat now.
Yep. Ratchet, transform and roll out. Yes, that is cool. This is
Yeah,
a
so the
double
trailer
splash.
has a dark streak, rather. It's the same streak, but like it's black this time. It's okay. It's cool. It's
I actually
usually
like that.
blue. Yeah.
I think it looks
Yeah.
pretty cool. I like that. It's like roll out, poosh, and they jump over, and this girl like, holy shit!
Yeah.
And they land, and he's like, "Hey, what are these little things in your things?" Like, I think they're like little life forms. Like, hi,
Yeah.
like hi, I'm just this life form here. Oh, okay, hey. Oh, here comes Starscream. Jetfire's still going. What, Optimus? I'm coming, and he's like, even though his fin is like broken to shit here.
Yeah.
Again, this is just like the first episode we reviewed this morning.
Yeah.
Or this earlier at the beginning. It's like, whoa! Here comes Jetfire. Damn you for making me do this, Starscream. Bah, 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 bah. Die, traitor! Ah! Oh, here comes free. So it's Skywarp and Starscream. But Starscream, my Energon. We've never been closer to wiping them out for good. Press on. I'm about to run into the ground. We must turn back. He's like, sleep with one eye open, Optimus. I'm coming for you. Yeah. Okay, so Spike sends them to one of these.
A quarry.
The quarry. This is where Jimmy and I used to sneak her out. So I guess that again, that's the brother.
Yeah.
Supposedly, I guess. And then, whoa, Jetfire. I'm gravely injured, Optimus. It's like, you must forgive me. So they got a moment here. This is what was lacking in that first film where the Transformers are characters and have feelings and stuff.
Right. Yeah, and he's like, oh, I didn't know you were a prime and all that stuff. There's like some backstory going on here.
A little bit of backstory. He's like, oh, the Matrix can heal you. And then Ratchet's like, listen, it can heal, but really it can't stop the inevitable. And then Jetfire dies. So for sure, Jetfire is declared dead. Bumblebee is faceless, so I don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah.
Thundercracker got blown to pieces, so I don't know if they could reform him.
Yeah.
Who else got nailed? Ravage got nailed, so I don't know if they can fix him up. But they were pretty equal. They like both sides took a few losses and a lot of injuries, so it wasn't just like a one-sided thing.
Yeah, it looks like Ravage is out of power. He's being draped over Soundwave's arm.
Yeah, he's carrying him.
Yeah.
So it's like Teletran 1 is damaged. Okay, it's like, well, what the hell? We got to fix this crap. He's like, okay, I'll try to get Laserbeak.
Yeah, in this version, they take the Ark first.
Yeah.
They chased him out of the Ark, so yeah.
It's a bit different.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, we need more energy, and Starscream's like, what? Why are you looking at me? I got to go do shit. Like,
yeah, I am the leader of the Decepticons.
Yeah, so don't. Yeah, he's gonna. All right, so back. So now we're back here with Sparkplug and his buddy here. What was it? I forgot the guy's name. It won't matter. And he's like, oh, maybe you should talk to your son, and maybe there's like he's trying to like kind of give him some advice, but Sparkplug's like, you don't know what you're talking about. Shut your mouth. And then Starscream attacks here because this is where you can get
power.
And then they're there, and he's like, what the heck? Who are these guys? And he grabs her. It's like, is this some sort of life form? It's like squash.
Yeah.
Oh, so pathetic. And that is it. How do you like that ending?
Dun. So the guy who wrote this has a whole like on the letters page, there's no letters, right? Okay, so not canon. Yeah, it's not canon. I mean, nothing's canon. That's the thing. Like when we walked out of the Transformers movie, and J-Man and Steve were all freaked out, like, oh, like how come Ironhide is a black truck and all that. And I was like, guys, like they've rebooted like at least 4 times up to this point, but you guys don't follow it. So to me,
Yeah.
it's Tuesday. It's like whatever. I don't,
No, but that's not why I'm upset. I'm upset because it sucked.
Well, it sucked too, but here it's like it is the Transformers. Like I don't really expect it to be canon to anything because like the comics were a completely different thing than the cartoon, and
Yeah.
it's kind of long gone now too. If they just do a new, it's like it is the G1 guys, but just now retold. I'm fine with it. That's Starscream. There he is. It's like they're not unrecognizable, right? So
I think the thing is that like when you're not like right now we've been going through this.
uh huh.
We've been going through the Transformers Marvel comics. We've been going through the animated G1 series from the beginning.
Yeah.
So we did the first like 7 or 8 now issues of Marvel, and we'll go back to those issues again. So the next thing will be the comics, and then we'll come back to the cartoon, right? So we're going to rotate. We've done the first like what 7? Well, we've done the first 10 episodes now of the G1 series. We're almost done season 1 because season 1 was a bit shorter. So we're almost done season 1 of the cartoon. We did the Headmasters comic miniseries along with the first like 6 issues of the Marvel comic series.
About 6, yeah.
And there isn't a definitive Transformers. The comic is so different from the cartoon that I don't really know what I would even say. The problem is that like it's not when it's like sometimes like I would say He-Man, it's like the cartoon was the cartoon, but then the toys came with mini comics that contradicted stuff anyways.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's all of the same, like, yeah, but it's all in the same universe. Like you could tell, like it's not so drastically different, right? Like what most people know of Transformers is the cartoon because it's the most farthest reaching thing. So like the Quintessons and like and Elita One and all that stuff. That's the cartoons. The comics had their own thing. A lot of people never refer to the comics. It's their own thing, but it is G1. It's of the time, and like if we're being honest, like it has most of the toys in there. If you wanted to see the toys represented, like there they are in the comics. That didn't happen as much in the cartoon. The cartoon had characters, but like Ironhide and Ratchet are not the toys in that thing, right? And a lot of the later toys were totally in the comic. They weren't in the cartoon. So yeah, this is still G1 to me. This is better than that weird Dreamwave stuff that came out in the early 2000s. I didn't like any of that stuff. So this is cool.
Yeah, like what do you because see Steve, okay, so Steve, I hear you're saying it's not the Transformers, but what is the Transformers? And I'm not even trying to be weird about that question. I'm asking what is Transform because G.I. Joe, I never read any G.I. Joe comics.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I've read some now, yes. But I mean back from then. I watched the cartoon though.
Yeah.
So if someone says to me, hey, what is G.I. Joe? I'm gonna say the cartoon is G.I. Joe. Yeah. And then you got people who are like, are you effing out of your mind? Those comics are you're crazy.
To me, the comics is G.I. Joe.
Right. Okay. So this is what I'm saying.
Because the thing is that G.I. But the thing, I feel like Transformers, the cartoon, had more of a cohesive, like, narrative to it that had its own things. Well, like I said, like the Quintessons, like Elita One, there are a lot of memorable things introduced in the cartoon that make it defined as its own thing. The G.I. Joe cartoon is awesome, but I don't know. It seems to lack a soul that the comics had. The comics, I mean, all of that is G.I. Joe to me. Like that like Cobra Commander is a lowly used car salesman that starts his own thing and it becomes this huge, international unit, like this terrorist unit, right? That's funded by Destro and his
Mm.
Grenadier and all that stuff. That is the comics to me is GI Joe. Transformers G1 is all over the place. I think for some people the cartoon is it, but even a cartoon has the Japanese cartoons which continue from season 3, right? So like that's one continuity as well. So it's all over the map.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really difficult to like. The thing is, for me, is like Transformers. I never read any comics of Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
And now I read the manga.
Yeah.
I've read that because I've got those, and now we're reading the comics, and now we're watching the cartoon.
Yeah.
Again, if you would have asked me before, what's Transformers cartoon? What's G.I. Joe cartoon? What's He-Man cartoon?
Well, the
Not
manga
mini
is
comics, not the manga, not
the
these
manga
Marvel
are just
comics.
basically commercials. They're not,
Right.
they're
Just like the
not.
mini comics for
Yeah,
He-Man.
yeah, they're mini comics basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But again, they're telling a story. So what is it? So I would say the cartoon in all of those cases, I'd say the cartoon. But now that I'm reading the Marvel comic and I'm watching the cartoon, it's like, well, shit, they're so different and they're coming out at the same, or,
same time.
around the
Yeah.
same time. So
Yeah, yeah.
this is the problem. Like, this isn't like there was Superman comics. Then they made what was the first thing? The radio show, I guess.
What do you
Yeah.
mean? Well, yeah,
What was the first thing outside of a comic?
like radio, and then
And
some
then the Max
movies.
Fleischer
Yeah.
cartoon.
The cartoons. Yeah.
So the first non-comic book Superman property would have been the radio show. I have to
Either
look
that
up
or the cartoon. Cartoon is not that far off. But yeah, one of those two things.
one of those two things.
Yeah.
So then the radio show introduced a lot of Superman elements.
The cartoon introduced flying. He didn't fly before that cartoon. And that's, and now we know Superman he flies, but like that, but that was introduced in the cartoon, and the radio show was like Perry White, Kryptonite, several other things.
So you would have said, well, it's Superman, and then when all of those things were happening at once, the comics start to adapt those. So when Superman flies in the cartoon, well, now he's going to start flying in the comics, and that'll be a thing. Yeah. And Kryptonite's now in the comics. But this didn't really happen because they're separate. The problem is, like, Superman's just one guy fighting crime, so it doesn't matter. But Transformers has this storyline it's continuing parallel. You have a cartoon continuing and a comic continuing parallel to each other and branching off. You're like, oh, well, what am I going to believe is the canon, and what's not canon? So I don't know.
They've never really I guess people want like a continuation of season 3 onwards, season 4, I guess. I don't know. But like they've done that. I mean, Japan did that in their own way several times. I won't get into Kiss Players, but it's like the worst Transformers thing, even worse than the Michael Bay movies. It's very cringe, and we can't. And if we were to talk about it, your channel will get a strike. So, right. But yeah, every time they've tried to go back to that well, they've messed it up somehow. And I'm fine with the cartoons that we have, and I think the Marvel comics are interesting as a different, more gonzo take on the whole thing as it was coming out, as you say. You just have to enjoy it as multiple different layers of the same thing. It's the same thing with G.I. Joe. Like the comic is clearly better than the show. But I mean, the show is near and dear to everyone's heart, like the Viper episode and all that stuff, right? I from the Viper windows. You remember that or no?
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, it's to me, like, I mean, this is G1. That's Optimus Prime. There he is, with the with the window boobs or whatever. It's the characters. If they're treated with respect, then I'm on board. If they're not treated with respect, and there's no real character to them or personality like the movies, then I'm not on board. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, I don't have a definitive Transformers thing either.
Yeah,
I if I like it, I like it.
yeah,
I liked some of the IDW comics. I was reading The Lost Light when Rodimus took, well, there's More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in the Skies, and I
yeah,
was reading them both side by side.
yeah,
And there's one with Hot Rod who took a crew and
right,
got the ship of the Lost Light, and he was looking for the Cybertron, the Knights of Cybertron or whatever. And then you had the stuff on Cybertron where the war was over, and they were trying to kind of coexist with the Decepticons and form a new society. So you had both those things going at the same time. I like the Lost Light one because you're going on adventures and stuff.
yeah,
And the Lost Light one had all the guys I liked from the movie Ultra. It was basically Cup, Ultra Magnus, Fort Max, Chrome Dome. It was basically the Target Masters and Headmasters going on a mission, and then the other guys were back home. Again, there's no canon. I don't think there is canon for Transformers, because if you have two simultaneous things happening at the same time, one comic book, one cartoon, and they do not connect, and they're at the same time, then there's two different continuities at the same time.
Yeah, if canon means like valid continuity, then that doesn't really exist for anything anymore. It's really just taking the best traits of things. Like if Superman's a murderous asshole, it's not Superman. If Superman's a hero, then he's Superman. Whether or not he does things within continuity from the last adventure and stuff is negligible at this point. And it's the same thing with all that. Like this is clearly Optimus Prime. He's trying to save the humans. He's clearly the good guy. That's canon. Really,
right?
It's not canon to continuity because this is the first of a new thing, but it's canon to what the character is. I think people need to redefine what canon is, because nothing's canon anymore.
we're so far away from where all these things started.
Yeah,
that like it's almost impossible to even go back, because my thing is that if there was an original, like I don't know, like Dukes of Hazzard or something. Canon is the TV series. That's it. Not the cartoons, not, whatever. Like, and there's cartoons. It's like, that's what it is. And then, I think you're right. We're in this weird time now where all these things are coming back. Like if A-Team comes back right now as a comic book, and let's say it's not Face or let's say it's not Murdoch, or Face is a woman now or something, right? You're like, well, this isn't A-Team.
This isn't Face. This isn't it,
This isn't it, right? So you almost have to define canon, like as you go. Like, I mean, right now, this feels like Transformers. If issue 2 introduces a bunch of other random weirdness that's not Transformers, then I guess that's not going to be.
This is more Transformers than that reboot of Battlestar Galactica was Battlestar Galactica. It's like they redefined what that was. It's totally not what the 70s show was, but was good in its own right. And everything that happens there is canon to that continuity, but not canon to, Battlestar Galactica. And just like fun 70s space rock bullshit,
Yeah, and I actually like both Battlestar Galactica shows.
Yeah.
So
it's a rare example of like completely upending what came before, but still being really good.
Yeah. That never happens really.
No.
That is a weird anomaly, but I really liked this comic a lot. I gave it a 10 out of 10 on my space review, which maybe is too much, but the thing is that my enjoyment factor is high. So I think that the story was told well, because it shows you that first page where it sets you up here. Look, I like comics that set you up. We're set up now. I understand what's going on. They gave me the tone because of the war going on, and they're paralleling it with real war and like Earth Wars or whatever. It's like we know Spike is a good person, right? He tries to help Optimus Prime. We see that there's a war going on. We now know who the players are. We know there's this many Decepticons. We know there's this many Autobots. Here's who's functioning.
Yeah.
These guys have this base. They took over the Ark. The Autobots have found this quarry that they're obviously gonna set up a base in or whatever.
Yeah.
So it set everything up and gave us a lot of fighting. Issue number ones never do this. They either give you all fighting and then you've set up nothing, or it's all set up and you've given me no action.
Yeah.
This is like literally one of the few number ones that I've given a 10 out of 10 to.
Oh yeah.
I don't really, because number ones are almost impossible to give a 10 because you don't know what's going on, right? Either the entire first issue is setting up crap that's going to pay off later, right? Or it's all just fighting and you don't know what the character, like one category is going to suffer.
Yeah.
Issue number ones either suffer in story or characters, right? Because the story, it's either they focus on, laying the groundwork for all this story that's going to come and you're like, okay, but now the characters don't do anything because you're laying groundwork. So you haven't done anything with characters, or it's all about these characters. And you're like, okay, now you've introduced all the characters, but what's the storyline? So that usually number ones get an 8 or an 8 out of, like the best issue of a number one is usually like a 9 out of 10, right? Like, you don't get 10 because this one set up the characters and the story now it was a bit longer. It's a longer comic. It's a bit thicker.
10 pages more than a normal comic.
So that's fine. It's thicker. I mean, I can't, it is what it is. So to me, it set up the story perfectly. And it gave me some good character stuff, and it gave me a lot of action, and I liked the art, and I really enjoyed it. So art and enjoyment factor went way up. The characters were great. So I gave it a 10 out of 10. Maybe that's a bit much. Maybe it's really a 9 out of 10 or something. But when we're so close, like if someone's an 8 or not, like if someone's an 8 out of 10, that may as well be a 10 out of 10 at this point. Like, I mean, nothing's going to be perfect. So, the way I do it is that it doesn't have to be perfect. 10 out of 10 doesn't mean it's flawless. 10 out of 10 means it met my expectations to be awesome perfectly. Like everything I wanted out of an issue one I got, that's a 10 out of 10. Like what more could have been in this? Well, I would have liked to have seen Megatron. Well, he's going to show up. Like they're showing what's going on. They still have to set up stuff for new readers. If you're a brand new reader, you could start this right now and be okay. So, that's it. All right. Well, any final words on this?
No, I mean, the 4 episodes are pretty awesome. And it leads into Ultimate Doom, which is a big, like, I think it was used as the basis for, I think, part 3 or something like that, of the movies, imperfectly, but whatever.
Right.
And the comic, it looks promising. It looks pretty good. I hope it goes into a nice long run of the comics. The previous comics, they sort of off the rails. For whatever reason, they injected politics into that. I mean, even Transformers, like, who cares? Like, why?
Can we do a special note to Skybound? I don't want 14 comics. Like, make one. I know. The G.I. Joe's already pissing me off with.
Yeah, the whole why do a Duke and why do a Cobra Commander? Just give me G.I. Joe.
And you know what they could have done? They could have done this. Why didn't they do the Duke flip to Cobra Commander? Yeah. Why don't they do that? That'd be neat. That'd be a cool 90s nod.
Yeah.
Just produce one quality comic.
Yeah.
Don't give me the Adventures of Jetfire 10 years ago. No, and I just gave them an idea. Sorry. It's like right, like what happened to Jetfire prior to this? Don't give me 100 comics.
Yeah.
Just give me one Transformers comic that I can get every month and look forward to and read and be excited about. I read this twice already. I'll probably read it again.
Yeah.
I read it twice and I enjoyed it. I can't read comics twice if there's 17 of them. And I get discouraged real quick.
Yeah.
Like Superman's the only guy I'm doing this for. Yeah. Like he's my number one character. I'm not even doing it for Batman. I'm like, Batman Brave and the Bold. I'm not buying this. There's too many Batmans.
Yeah.
It's like I did buy Batman and Robin because I'm a sucker, but it was good. But I'm not doing this. It's like
Now,
Superman. I'll buy everything. Go ahead. What are you gonna
it
say?
sounds like they're going to um, continue. It sounds to me, and maybe I'm wrong, like they're going to continue the numbering of GI Joe, which is what IDW is that who had before.
Yeah.
They did that because the Marvel comic ended, but then when IDW picked it up, they continued the numbering from the Marvel comic, and for a long time, and got Larry Hama back and everything. So this one, it looks like Larry Hama is back again, um, with joined by a new series of artists, and so like yeah, it's Andy Kubert and everything to continue one of the longest running titles in comics history. So I think they're going to continue the numbering. That's like a Scrooge McDuck. They always did that for like those kinds of comics. I swear, like they because Scrooge is a comic book character first, and then he became a cartoon. But whenever it went to like Gladstone or like Gold Key or whatever, they continued the numbering from the previous company.
Right.
And I love when companies do that. They're like, you know what, we'll pick it up from here. So it looks like they're going to do that here, which I think is awesome. I think it's cool, even though to me the original Marvel run is the Marvel run. It's
Right.
cool that they got Larry Hama back for the new ones, but the problem was it was broken by the time, like that they because by the time, well, I guess GI Joe ended after the Cold War, anyways. But because it was '94 or something like that when it ended. But
I've
but yeah,
I've got
no, I
all
think that's
those.
cool. I'll buy them. The IDW comics got sort of like bland and boring at times.
Yeah.
But
I liked them when they started and I was into it, and then I kind of like got out. But now I'm in fresh and I can go from the beginning and I'll get them.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's a fresh
yeah,
start, and I've got number
yeah.
one. I've got a
But
few
I'm
number
with you that
ones.
the whole Duke and Cobra Commander comics. I hope they're just miniseries, but they don't tell you. Um,
Hopefully.
that
I would have
it's
loved I would have loved a flip book, man. That would have been so neat.
yeah, yeah.
Have Duke on one and flip it to Cobra Commander. That would have been so cool.
Interesting. They didn't go for the low hanging fruit. They didn't go for Snake Eyes.
Rob
Um,
Liefeld did Snake Eyes and
Yeah,
brought
but I
back
mean, Snake
Bullet
Eyes is
Man
the
and all
most
that.
popular guy. Like Duke isn't, right? And
Right.
so that intrigues me. I don't know what they're gonna do with Duke, because he's not exactly the he who's never the star for me in that show. He wasn't Optimus Prime because he turned up every so often. They really just highlighted like character of the week,
Right.
because there's so many guys that to go through, right? It's like here's Footloose. He's gonna do a thing for an episode. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And we could do and maybe we could do a GI Joe Transformers, like if they're going to keep coming out like this properly, we can do a stream every month with all three
yeah.
comics and
The
just talk about
Hasbro
all
Power Hour. Yeah.
Hasbro Power Hour. God,
It would be
no,
more than an hour, but yeah.
we'll call it. I don't know what we'll call it. We'll just call
Hasbro, more than an hour, yeah.
Guns and Bots. No,
Yeah. We
hmm.
could think about it.
Think about something like that, and I'll make a cool graphic for it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have nothing better to do than to make graphics all day. I've made graphics for things that we're never doing.
Yeah.
Like I'll just do random graphics, and it's like, when are we doing this stream? This is like,
Yeah.
and there'll be like two people watching it. Like,
Yeah.
just wait till the Deathstalker's getting a comic.
Yeah. Is it?
Just yep.
Oh,
Deathstalker is getting a comic. I can't wait. It's going to be so
okay.
good. There better be tons of random nudity, or else I'm going to be very upset. So, anyways, all right, Sean, what's going on? The Saturday's the big one.
Yeah, this Saturday at 8 p.m., Decepticon 77, I will be showing the 1990 Horror Hall of Fame with hosted by Robert Englund and co-hosted by the Crypt Keeper, and it has all sorts of stars of the era. It's when it's at the tail end of the golden era of the horror golden age that we love. But yeah, it's awesome. If you haven't seen it before, you've never seen it before, tune in. It's jam packed full of like nostalgic goodness of a golden era of horror long gone now. But yeah, it's so this Saturday, 8 p.m., Deception 77.
Cool. And links in the chat.
Yep.
The poll results 60% favored Jetfire over the Dinobots. So there you go. Tomorrow, Sean and myself and Clobberin Times are going to be here for Fourth World Fridays. That's our Friday stream, Jack Kirby. And Monday, I'm going to be on Clobberin Times channel talking about a Bob Haney Earth Bee, probably Brave and the Bold. So that'll be on Clobby channel. And then we'll be back. And I think can we do a Transformers next Thursday?
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
I don't think we have anything till the dreaded movie.
Oh yeah, that's coming out. So we could do issues. I don't know, like issues 7. Yeah, whatever
issues?
we're on. We'll figure. I'll remember what issues we're on. We'll go from there. We could do the comics. So that's it. Or should we? How many more left do we have of this? Transformers.
I can't remember. I don't know where my list is.
Let me see. Well, we'll do some Transformers thing. We'll do a Transformers Thursday. We'll figure it out. I'll make the link for it.
Yeah.
All right. That'll be it. Guys, let me know about the giveaway. So make sure I already saw a few people go on the giveaway just now. So there's that giveaway. Check that video out. That's it. All right, everybody. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.